The ancient site at Kot Diji was the forerunner of the Indus civilization. The occupation of this site is attested already at 3300 BCE. The remains consist of two parts, the citadel area on high ground and outer area. The Pakistan Department of Archaeology excavated at Kot Diji in 1955 and 1957. Located about 45 kilometers south of Khairpur in the province of Sindh, Pakistan, it is on the east bank of the Indus opposite Mohenjo-daro. The site is situated at the foot of the Rohari Hills where a fort Kot Diji fort was built around 1790 by the Talpur dynasty ruler of Upper Sindh, Mir Sohrab, who reigned from 1783 to 1830 AD. This fort built on the ridge of a steep narrow hill is well preserved. The earliest site of this culture is Kunal 4000 BCE in Haryana, which is older than Rahman Dheri 3300 BCE. The type site, the first excavated site of this type of culture, is Kot Diji. Rahman Dheri, which was considered oldest example of this culture, is now the second oldest example of this culture after Kunal was excavated and found to be older than Rahman Dher with similar older cultural artifacts than the Rahman Dheri. Kot Diji and Amri are close to each other in Sindh. They earlier developed indigenous culture, which had common elements. Later they came in contact with Harappan culture and fully developed into Harappan culture. Earliest examples of artifacts belonging to this culture were found at Rahman Dheri. However, later excavations found the oldest example of this culture at Kunal. These are cultural ancestor to site at Harappa. These sites have pre-Harappan indigenous cultural levels, distinct from the culture of Harappa. These are at Banwali, Level I, Kot Diji, Level 3A, Amri, Level 2. Rahman Dheri also has a pre-Kot Diji phase, 3300 to 28 BCE, which are not part of IVC culture. Kot Diji has two later phases that continue into and alongside mature Harappan phase, Rehdi and Rehdi 2500 to 2100 BCE. Based on the pottery found here, it is classified as a separate archaeological culture subculture. The site covers 2.6 hectares. The earliest occupation of this site is termed Kot Dijia, which is pre-Harappan or early formative Harappan. At the earliest layer, Kot Diji I, 2605 BC, copper and bronze were not used. The houses and fortifications were made from unbaked mud bricks. Lithic material, such as leaf-shaped shirt arrowheads, shows parallels with Mundigat layers to 4. The pottery seems to anticipate Harappan ware. Later, bronze was used, but only for personal ornaments. Also, use of the potter's wheel was already in evidence. The early Harappan phase construction consists of two clearly defined areas. There is a citadel on high ground for the elite separated by a defensive wall with bastions at regular intervals. This area measures about 500 by 350 feet. The outer area, or the city proper, consisted of houses of mud bricks on stone foundations. Pottery found from this site has designs with horizontal and wavy lines, or loops and simple triangular patterns. Other objects found are pots, pans, storage jars, toy carts, balls, bangles, beads, terracotta figurines of Mother Goddess and animals, bronze arrowheads, and well-fashioned stone implements. A particularly interesting find at Kot Diji is a toy cart, which shows that the potter's wheel permitted the use of wheels for bullock carts. Glazed steatite beads were produced. There was a clear transition from the earlier Ravi pottery to what is commonly referred to as Kot Diji pottery. Red slip and black painted designs replaced polychrome decorations of the Ravi phase. Then, there was a gradual transformation into what is commonly referred to as Harappa phase pottery. Early Indus script may have appeared at Kot Diji on pottery and on a ceiling. The use of inscribed seals and the standardization of weights may have occurred during the Kot Diji period. There are obvious signs of extensive burns over the entire site, including both the lower habitation area and the high mound, the fortified town, which were also observed at other early Harappan sites, period 3 at Gumla, period 2 at Amri, period I at Noshiru. Signs of cleavage were observed at early Harappan phase period I at Kalibangan. The cause of the disruptions and/or abandonment of these sites toward the end of the early Harappan phase remains unexplained. According to legends, the wall existed during Umayyad rule and later under the Abbasid rule. The Sumro tribe inhabited the fort and later the Sama tribe positioned large infantry formations inside the fort. The Mughal emirs armed the walls of the fort with cannons and muskets. They were the first to renovate the entire structure. The Kalhora tribe later gained control of the fort, and finally the Talpurs saw the fort as a strategic asset, especially during the reign of Mir Fatih Ali Khan Talpur, until they were defeated and overthrown by the British Empire in 1843. Please like and subscribe our channel for more interesting videos.